First tonight at 10, a debate over life-saving services in Darlington. Why some are worried over a bit of a power struggle over ambulances there. And the President of the United States expected any moment now in Wisconsin ahead of an event tomorrow. We'll tell you what's bringing him to the Badger State. And an addition at Devil's Lake State Park that'll make this major area attraction even more special for its guests.
This is News 3 at 10.
Thanks for joining us. People in and around Darlington want their ambulances back. After a tumultuous few months, a group of them went to the board of directors for rural medical, asking to take over. News 3's Amy Reed was at the meeting, but this goes beyond tonight, and she joins us now for the News Center to catch us up. Amy?
Rural Medical is the ambulance service for a collection of towns near Darlington. About 7 months back, they started looking at contracting out to a company in Iowa to deal with the lack of local volunteers. Fast forward a few months, and volunteers are upset at the board, so they quit. Now they're asking the board to quit and have them, the volunteers, take over.
Roll call.
I hope that the board of the ambulance service has an open mind and at least listens to our proposal and gives it an honest consideration.
Jeff Burgett was a driver for Rural Medical for 5 years. He loves giving back to his community, but he said after a group of his fellow volunteers quit a few months back, he was asked to go too. It wasn't the decision he wanted. Eventually, he said the group couldn't take it.
When you're a volunteer, you're doing something for, you're putting hours and hours of your time in for virtually nothing. And when you're treated poorly, there's no reason to stay.
The poor treatment, he says, comes from the board of directors for Rural Medical, but they disagree, saying all they're trying to do is fill the gap left by the volunteers.
It's quite a stretch to believe that having the crew walk out on the community without notice, thereby jeopardizing the safety and well-being of the residents in the ambulance district, can be described as diplomacy.
The mayor of Darlington said he's worried about what he calls a power struggle. His city represents the largest chunk of the medical group at 48%, and he doesn't want to see taxes go up, something he worries will happen if a private company continues covering for volunteers. The company said that's likely.
When you have people sitting here paid to ready to go all the time, that does cost more. Yes, it does.
The mayor and Mr. Burgett all want to see the service go back to the volunteers. But for Burgett, he just wants to be able to serve the community he loves.
All the volunteers want to come back and serve the community. And the best way for that to happen with our service is we need to remove the politics that it needs to become a member-run service.
Now, Darlington's mayor asked the board to listen to the group's proposal, but it wasn't on the agenda tonight. So even if they could listen, they couldn't vote. The chairman did say they are looking at all possible options, including bringing back volunteer service.
Amy Reed in our news center tonight. Amy, thank you. New tonight at 10, police say a SWAT team had to be used to arrest a Madison man after they say he doused another man with chemicals last week, leaving him with serious burns. This happened Friday night. 31-year-old Matthew DeJesus was arrested at a home on Leland Drive after an argument with a 32-year-old man. That victim taken to the hospital with those serious burns. DeJesus was also burned during the fight. Formal charges are pending against him. Investigators say the man accused of causing the fatal crash downtown this past weekend admitted to taking LSD that night. 22-year-old Gavin Viam given a $25,000 cash bond today in Dane County Court. Now, the state had asked for $50,000. He's being charged with homicide by intoxicated use of a motor vehicle and reckless homicide. Now, according to the criminal complaint, Viam was going at least 60 miles per hour when he hit 45-year-old Deanna McCullough at the intersection of John Nolan Drive and South Blair Street. Both vehicles burst into flames. And an unusual story tonight. According to Madison Police Chief Mike Koval, a 32-year-old Madison man was injured when a shoe camera that he created to take upskirting videos of women exploded and injured his foot. Police say he turned himself into police, but say since he never took any videos, he technically didn't do anything illegal. Police say the man was counseled and released. A spokesperson says they don't know why he turned himself in. Well, the day after two tornadoes hit Lafayette County, the National Weather Service is surveying just how strong they were. Both didn't touch down for long. The first in western Lafayette County, just east of Platteville, hit a few cornfields before dying out quickly. It was so small, in fact, it didn't even show up on the National Weather Service radar. No one called it in, so a warning wasn't sent out to that area.
We're not going to get a whole lot of lead time, if any, in these weaker tornado situations, but we're just thankful that there weren't any injuries or significant damage that did occur.
A firefighter did call in the one in Argyle. It was also quickly gone, so there wasn't a whole lot of time between sirens and touchdown. Both tornadoes rated at level EF0, the lowest level, but also the most common in the United States. No more severe weather in the near future, but we do have alert days, and meteorologist Dave Caulfield joins us in the Weather Center to tell us why. Dave?
Well, Eric, it's because of that heat and humidity that is on the way. Summer in full swing as we head into this weekend. A blast of heat on the way. Downtown Madison, though, we are looking at the moon on the Edgewater Sky Cam. It is a pretty sight outside. A little bit of humidity in the air, though. Current conditions right at about 70 degrees, a calm wind, that dew point at 66. Some other temperatures were at 70 in Juneau, 72 in Mineral Point, 70 in Viroqua, and 73 in Platteville. Dew points pretty high in the mid 60s and low 70s, so that humidity is a little bit elevated, and it will stay elevated over the next 3 or 4 days or so. Wind speeds not too bad, and that could lead to some patchy fog forming overnight. But as we head into tomorrow, temperatures should easily make it into the mid 80s, but it could feel like the low 90s. We'll talk more about that heat and humidity and take a look at our max heat index values in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Dave, thank you. And happening right now, we want to take you to Milwaukee. President Trump has just landed in Wisconsin. This is a live picture from General Mitchell International Airport in Milwaukee. That is Air Force One. It landed about 5 minutes ago, still taxiing right now. The president plans to attend the ceremonial groundbreaking of the Foxconn plant in southeastern Wisconsin tomorrow. He will also hold a closed-door fundraiser in Milwaukee, just miles, by the way, from Harley-Davidson. Of course, he has been very critical of the company this week after Harley announced it would be moving some production overseas. President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin will meet face-to-face in an upcoming summit. National Security Advisor John Bolton said the date and location of that summit will be announced sometime tomorrow. Bolton made the announcement after meeting with Putin in Moscow today. The Russian leader noted that relations between the two countries are at a low point, but he said he hopes to improve those ties.
There are a wide range of issues, despite the differences between us, where both President Trump and President Putin think they may be able to find constructive solutions.
I've said it from day one, getting along with Russia and with China and with everybody is a very good thing. It's good for the world, it's good for us, it's good for everybody.
President Trump said the summit will likely happen during his upcoming trip to Europe. Finland has been mentioned as a possible location. Big news from the Supreme Court, where Justice Anthony Kennedy, one of the longest serving justices in history, announced today his retirement a month shy of his 82nd birthday. Kennedy, a moderate conservative, often has cast the most powerful swing vote in many cases. He met with the president at the White House today before announcing his retirement. Justice Kennedy submitted his decision in a letter expressing profound gratitude for the opportunity to serve on the nation's highest court now for more than 30 years. Madison Alder Mark Clear is resigning from his position. He wrote about his decision to do so in a blog post this afternoon. According to Clear's Facebook page, he has accepted a position as the chief operating officer for 360 Networks. He says this new job will require his full attention, not allowing enough time to effectively serve the city of Madison. Clear has been an alder now for 11 years. There is a new state representative serving people in parts of Dane, Columbia, Dodge, and Marquette counties. Republican John Plummer sworn in today by Assembly Speaker Robin Vos at the Capitol. Plummer beat out his Democratic opponent to win a special election earlier this month in the 42nd District.
I'm humbled to be standing in this beautiful building. I remember coming here for the first time as a young child thinking how stunning this building is, and I feel the exact same way today at 63 years old, and I'm guessing that feeling will probably never go away.
The seat had been vacant for months after Governor Walker appointed the former Representative Keith Ripp to a position with the state agriculture department. Plummer will, though, have to run again for the seat in November's general elections. The Henry Vilas Zoo continues to grow, and today city leaders celebrated the opening of a new facility to help increase capacity. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi on hand for the ribbon cutting ceremony this morning there. This is a new $1.6 million facility. It includes new restrooms, concession stand, as well as an outdoor patio area located adjacent to the flamingo exhibit. He says the zoo's customer base has increased by about 100,000 people per year now, bringing it to around 800,000 visitors every year. More than 6 miles of the Capital City Trail will be closed for about 6 weeks starting next month for some resurfacing work. A 6.5-mile stretch from Nob Hill Road to Glacier Valley Road near Fish Hatchery Road is expected to close on July 9th, and crews will be replacing the asphalt surface, a process that is expected to last 6 weeks. Drainage, ADA accessibility, and signage will also be updated. Devil's Lake State Park is a popular summer destination spot in Wisconsin, and it's about to get even bigger as one man's childhood dream slowly becomes reality. Jamie Perez has the story. It's all new tonight at 10.
In the middle of a Midwest summer, Devil's Lake State Park is the place to be. It's a place for kids and big kids.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed the outdoors.
Like Steve Schmelzer. He's had a bit of history with this area.
I can vaguely remember camping at this particular property when I was just a young boy. And so, yeah, I've used the property ever since then.
From boy playing in the sand to now superintendent managing the biggest summer destination spot, he's got some big plans coming your way.
Build a facility, outdoor recreation center, interpretive center here at Devil's Lake State Park.
A hot spot with a high demand.
So we have a lot of people asking about, expanded space.
And a desire to educate.
Better understanding both about the lake and about the cultural history and about the geologic history here.
We'll bring the new facility here, maybe here. Plans aren't quite that far yet, but we do know one thing.
We think that would add a lot of diversity for the people when they come into the property, experience new things.
A childhood dream will soon become a reality.
And we're looking to enhance their experience when they come to the property.
In Baraboo, Jamie Perez, WISC News 3.
Devil's Lake Management is still waiting to pick an architectural firm to design this new facility before the fundraising effort begins for it next spring or summer. Still to come tonight on News 3 at 10, a night of concerts, one on the square, and several others kicking off tonight, a big event in Milwaukee. But first, an historic house on the UW campus set to be torn down. What will replace it? Just ahead on News 3 at 10. And again, some breaking news, a live look out of Milwaukee. The president has deplaned Air Force One. There he is now on the ground in Milwaukee. A live picture from Mitchell Airport. Again, the president in town. He plans to attend the ceremonial groundbreaking of the Foxconn factory in southeastern Wisconsin tomorrow. News 3 will have a crew there, and we'll have coverage, of course, throughout the day on our newscasts. Well, next at 10, a historic house once home to legendary painter Aaron Borad is slated to be removed from the UW campus. The house slated to be demolished to make way for renovation next door to the expansion project at Babcock Hall. This home was built back in 1868. About 20 years ago, the UW tried to register it as an historic landmark, but could not. Neil Borad, Aaron Borad's son, says he wishes the university could do something to preserve the legacy of this house.
It'd be wonderful if it could be preserved with a plaque to my dad's memory and a little bit of history there, but I think the odds of that happening are slim.
According to a faculty member for the Division of Facilities Planning and Management, the home is in too poor of shape to attempt to repair. The Goodman Community Center sees 15% more families relying on the food pantry in these summer months. And all of us here at News 3 are teaming up with the center. We're hoping you will as well for our Hunger Heroes campaign. Simple to get involved. Donate directly to Goodman Community Center, or you can stop by the Festival Foods location or the Hy-Vee store on East Wash. Make a donation, large or small, and then tune in tomorrow for our phone bank on News 3. It'll run from 4 in the afternoon through 6:30 in the evening. And tonight, Players Sports Bar playing a huge role on the east side, pitching in to help this cause. They held a raffle today. All of the proceeds going to the Goodman Community Center. Folks could also bring in their own food donations. Here are some of the items in need: cereals, mac and cheese, spaghetti, pasta sauce, peanut butter and jelly, fruit cups, healthy snacks like granola bars and tuna. Our Hunger Heroes campaign will run through this Saturday. Well, beautiful sounds and beautiful weather downtown tonight, folks. Treated to the first installment of the 2018 Concert on the Square series. The weather held up nicely. The concert started at 7. It just wrapped up about 10 o'clock. If you missed tonight, there are several more opportunities to attend this summer every Wednesday in July, including next Wednesday, the 4th of July, a special celebration there, Concerts on the Square, along with the 11th, 18th, 25th, and it'll wrap up on August 1st. If a different kind of music is your speed, also kicking off tonight, Summerfest, the 51st year of the Milwaukee Lakefront Music Festival, and Imagine Dragons started off the big gig series at the American Family Insurance Amphitheater. Other notable headliners tonight included Lucas Nelson and the All-American Rejects. And it was a beautiful night, regardless of what you were doing. A break from what we saw yesterday and ahead of some very hot weather coming in the days ahead.
Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed tonight because the days are just getting hotter from here. More humidity on the way as well. Really, summer, we haven't really had a long stretch of summer yet in 2018. Well, that changes over the next couple of days. What else is new in a very rainy June after a very rainy May? We actually did get a trace of rain today at the Dane County Regional Airport. A shower popped up for just a couple of minutes, enough to get us in the stats as a rainy day. So now we are up to 18 in 2018 for rainy days in June. If you remember, that's exactly what we had last year as well. We still could have a couple of rainy days ahead of us for the last couple of days of June because some slight shower chances out there, and especially as we head to Sunday, well, that would actually be the next month. So we'll see if we can add to those totals. Some of us maybe not wanting that, but it would help give us a break from the heat. So I'm all for it. We are quiet tonight, though, on Doppler track. Nothing to worry about. And really across the Midwest, we are pretty quiet as well, as high pressure will dominate the weather pattern over the next couple of days. We do have heat bulletins in effect from Friday into much of the day on Saturday for our friends just south of us and also southwest and southeast. Excessive heat watches in effect for the places you see shaded in that dark red color, and you can see why with temperatures in the mid-90s and heat index values into the low triple digits for Friday and Saturday. Alert days are in the forecast. On Sunday, still a little bit on the warm side, but we also do have that strong thunderstorm chance in there. So that's why we have an alert day in for Sunday as well. High temperatures today in the upper 70s and low 80s across much of the Midwest. That's going to feel pretty cool as we head into this weekend. A little bit closer to home, 81 the high in Janesville and 84 in Boscobel. Temperatures are about 15 degrees cooler than that right now, right around 70 degrees. And dew points are in the mid 60s generally, so a little bit humid outside. But as I mentioned, temperature is really hovering around 90 degrees for the next couple of days, actually the next 5 to 7 days. And really not getting much cooler from there. We actually started with a little bit of fog in Platteville, a little bit of fog possible overnight as well, with that humidity still in place. But we did see the sunshine. Right now, we see that moon in Platteville under Queen Bee Radio Skycam, and in Madison as well. It's a nice night overall. Tonight, temperatures in the mid 60s, partly cloudy, some patchy fog possible. Tomorrow, highs should make it into the mid 80s, but it will feel like the low 90s at times. But really, those heat index values start to head into the stratosphere as we head into Friday, feeling like about 102 at 7 p.m. on Friday in Madison. So definitely make every effort that you can this weekend to stay cool, because it is going to be a hot and humid one. So alert days in the forecast for this weekend. Really not cooling down that much for the 4th of July. Plenty of chances for showers and storms, and temperatures hovering right around 90 degrees. Summer is here for sure.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Brewers made some spectacular plays, but fell short against the Royals. Story coming up in sports.
The Brewers are hitting the road again. They'll open a series in Cincinnati tomorrow night. This afternoon, they played Kansas City at Miller Park. And watch this play. Pitcher Brent Suter grabs Alex Gordon's grounder, does one spin, then dives to tag Gordon for the out. The Royals, though, had a 5-1 lead bottom of the ninth when the Brewers make it interesting. Brad Miller hits a 3-run homer. It's 5-4 with nobody out in the ninth. And Willie Peralta's back pitching at Miller Park. Not for the Brewers, for the Royals. He gets Ryan Braun to ground into the game-ending double play. It was called safe by the ump at first, but later ruled out by replay, and the Royals win it 5-4. Madison Mallards missed the Northwoods League playoffs last year, but they're planning on changing that this year. The Mallards have the best record in the Northwoods League after the first 30 games. The Mallards haven't won a Northwoods League championship since 2013, but so far, you can't complain about their results. So what's the big difference for the Mallards this year?
Well, talent, number one, but the chemistry of the club is unreal. It is probably the best team I've ever had, and that includes pro ball. I've been doing this a long time. The way this team is meshed and the talent, the confidence level, everything, it's there. It's in place.
They had a unique doubleheader between the Mallards and the Rockford Rivets today. Game one was at Warner Park just after noon. The Mallards got off to a good start in the bottom of the first as Tyler Plantier goes the other way and singles to right. Trevor Schwecke scores to give Madison the early lead. Rockford then gets 4 in the second to take the lead, but then the Mallards get off the deck again. Jake Randa to left center and deep, and yes, he is the son of former Major Leaguer Joe Randa. That one's gone. 3-run homer goes back and forth all game long, but the Mallards win it, the final 14-12. So after that 9-inning game at Warner Park, both teams hopped on their buses, played game 2 in Rockford tonight. The Rivets earn a split with a 5-4 win. The Mallards' season record, though, right now, 23-7. At the World Cup, defending champion Germany is done. South Korea stuns the Germans 2-0. Here's the second goal. Both advance to the round of 16. Brazil wins and advances. Switzerland's tie gets them to the knockout round. 4 more games tomorrow in the World Cup. And Game 2 of the College World Series Finals in Omaha tonight, Arkansas and Oregon State. At one time, a Brett Bielema versus Gary Anderson football matchup. Well, Oregon State scores 3 in the ninth. This 2-run homer wins it. Oregon State wins 5-3, so the third and deciding game of the College World Series is tomorrow night. And the Bucks showed off some of the finishing touches on their new arena today in Milwaukee. The Bucks basketball court is down, and the whole $500 million project is nearing completion. The first event at the Wisconsin Entertainment and Sports Center is a Kevin Hart comedy concert September 13th. And we'll be right back.
Let's go to Dave Caulfield. One final check of the forecast, Dave.
We got that heat and humidity on the way. It starts tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the mid-80s with plenty of sunshine for highs. It will feel like the low 90s, but it could feel as warm as 105 as we head into Friday in Madison. It depends on where those dew points set up. 7-day forecast showing no breaks in that heat and humidity as we head into the weekend and into next week as well. Plenty of chances for storms additionally.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. Have a great night.